Okay, who chose the first single, Bound to Glory? And would that have been your choice?
When it came time to choose a single, man, I was so close to so many of these songs, it was impossible for me. I give a lot of credit to our label, Nuclear Blast. We love those guys. They've been passionate from day one, so blown away with the songs, and they were very involved in helping us sequence the album. And I think really within the company, it was pretty unanimous that they felt like Bound for Glory should be the first single. And I think they totally made the right choice because it does sound, it is a tip of the hat to the past. It has that classy Lizzy element, the harmonies, the storytelling element of Ricky's lyrics. Big chorus, big celebratory kind of a vibe. It was great, man. And, to be honest with you, it really, I don't want to say it puts pressure on us for the next album, but you do think about it. You're like, wow, man, we really made a lot of good decisions. We had a lot of good songs, and it almost sort of happens on its own. So, we want to keep that free spirit when we're writing and not overthink that kind of stuff. But the first record is definitely qualified as a success, so that's exciting. So we want to continue that. We don't want to put out a stinker next. We want to have another great record. So, Bound for Glory was absolutely the right song to come with, and it has served us well. And as you can see tonight, people know it. They were singing the lyrics like it was, it was a classic. So we're proud of that.
So now, I've seen a lot of bands do covers of everything Lizzy's song, but I've never seen anybody like Ricky capture Phil. He gives it so much justice. What's he like to tour with? What's he like as a person?
Well, Ricky and I are great friends. I can say with real honesty that Ricky he's one of my best friends now. I mean, we talk almost daily when we're off the road. I've stayed at his house. I know his family. He stayed at my house. He was my family. We're very kindred spirits. In fact, we're so passionate about being songwriters. We've both been writing songs for a long time, and we feel the fulfillment and the gratitude that we both have for this opportunity to be in such a great band, and everyone is pleased that we're involved, not only as band members, but as songwriters. To get that involvement from Scott and Jimmy and Marco, and now Robbie. We're proud of that, man. And, Ricky's he's one of the most disciplined cats I've ever been in a band with. Very disciplined, man. And everything he does, man, in his health, and how he lives his life, and certainly with his songwriting and his craft. So, I joined Thin Lizzy so I could play those songs with Brian Downey and Scott Dorn. I was not prepared for Ricky. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
I just kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, wow, this guy's amazing.
So, speaking of family, which we talked about earlier, I thought it was awesome that Tommy Hendrickson had his song clips when he was having his baby emailed to you, so you knew what parts he played because you were playing different parts.
Yeah, with Alice Cooper. Yeah, right.
So the Alice songs you play with on such short notice to fill in. Was it strange walking back into that situation, or was it just like yesterday?
It was like yesterday. Every song they had in the set I had played before, I was just playing a different part than what I had played. But man, as far as like the performance and this is where we stand and this is what we're doing, it was so much fun, man. So much fun. Tommy, you should have another baby. Let's do that again. Yeah, I had a blast, and now Ryan's back in the band. It's great to play with Ryan.
Ryan's in a real good place.
It's just a shit hot band. And, it was a real pleasure. to be a part of.
I went on my birthday last year to some place in Princeton, and Richie Gano from Stars was there.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah, he came out to a couple shows. Let's play a little game, okay?
Okay.
Oh, first I gotta ask you about your own family is quite musical. Tell me about the children that are pursuing music.
Well, nobody's pursuing it. They just love it. Everybody loves music. And yeah, man, I'm assuming you're referring to my daughter.
And I think the song on the release album that she sings is probably the song.
Well, I agree with you. She's got such a gift. You know, if I had that fearlessness as a singer when I was that age, you know, maybe I would have pursued that more. You know, maybe Brother Kane would be a bigger success. You know what I'm saying? She's fearless and she just loves it, and I could sense that about her. And I didn't ask her to sing on it to like further her career. I asked her to sing on it because I knew she loved it, and it made me happy to hear her sing. I just had a feeling it would make other people happy, and obviously it has. So, but no, man, Sarah just graduated college, and she's starting her own life, man. She just took a sales job out in Southern California.
And you forced her to go to
No, she forced me to let her go to Alabama.
Did she go to Alabama?
Dude, all my older kids went to Tuscaloosa to Alabama. Because they said, well, it's closer to Mom's house.
How's that big game week turn out?
Oh, dude, that big game week was awesome this year, bro. That's all I know.
All right, so now we'll play our game.
All right.
Tell me your thoughts on some of these heavyweights you've played with.
Sure.
You know, just give me a couple sentences.
Sure.
Ted Nugent.
Inspiring. Ted is an inspiration to be with. He is my Detroit Rock City soul brother, and I mean that. I've learned a lot from Ted.
Ricky Metlock.
Ricky Medlock. Ricky is my brother. He's my big brother, literally. He calls me little brother, I call him big brother. Ricky, I was a huge Blackfoot fan as a kid, and one of the first gigs we ever did in Brother King, man, we did 2 or 3 shows opening for Blackfoot, and I was just freaked out. And Ricky showed up at the hotel one day, and we became fast friends, man. And I love Ricky Medlock. We stay in touch. We just talked to each other last week. Yeah.
Not that they weren't treating me good backstage at Skinner one time, but I dropped your name with Ricky, and I was like the king back there.
I told you, he's my boy.
Dave Anderson.
Oh, dude, Dave. I love Dave. I think of what I famously told Dave when he called me in 1994 and said that he wanted to be a part of Brother King because he had heard we were looking for a guitar player. I said, David, you are way overqualified to play rhythm guitar in Brother King. He's one of the greatest musicians, greatest natural musicians I've ever met, man. He has an incredible ear. He plays his ass off. He sings so great. And there's just no situation there that Dave can't contribute and deliver.
Debbie Davis.
Debbie Davis. I feel like Debbie gave me my first big gig, you know. That was her opportunity to kind of live her dream. And big record deal with a big label with big Clive Davis. And, for her to want me to be a part of that and tour that band, I'm forever.
If I asked you to play, could we do it till I drop? Could you do it right now?
Yes. Yeah, I remember. It was in the key of C. Yeah, I can play it right now.
The King, Phi Lynott.
Man, for all the Lizzie that I've played and all the stories that I've heard with Scott and Brian, I still don't feel like I know Phil because I didn't. I never got to meet him. I never got to be around him. He's such an enigma, as we all know. Clearly one of the most enigmatic figures in rock history. I would have loved to have known the guy. I would have loved to have a drink with him, to listen to him tell some stories. I would have loved to just be in the creative setting with him and watch how he would transfer a song from just an acoustic guitar and a notebook with a few lines to like bringing in the bass, working up the parts, having the guys come up with guitar, harmonies and things. I put him in that upper class of icons. I'm talking Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Freddie Mercury, Phi Lynott. He's right there.
And how'd you feel when someone shot a giant hole in his statue head?
Man, it's just idiots. People just say this, man. I mean, I didn't get too freaked out about it. It was just, obviously, it was a bummer, but you knew they restore it.
Why do you watch them?
Man, you know what? I saw Waite on the Hall of Fame. I haven't seen Waite since we wrote together. You're one of the few people that even know about that, man. Waite and I wrote a couple of songs together before the first Brother Kane album, and he was just the coolest cat. Just as cool as you would think he would be. And I remember half the afternoon, man, we talked about AC/DC's Power in the album. I absolutely loved it. I think both songs we wrote kind of sound like AC/DC. But I love Waite, and I really hope to see him again, because I don't even know if he remembers me. I don't know if he probably wouldn't even know that I've done all this other stuff since then.
Did you get to meet, when you guys were playing Canada, did you get to meet the Stones at all?
Yeah, we hung out.
Keith Richards.
Keith, we met all of them, man. What's interesting is that two things. I had met Mick before. I had met Mick when we recorded the first Brother Kane album. You don't even know this, man. When we recorded the album at the record plant in Los Angeles in Studio A. In Studio B was one Mick Jagger recording that Wandering Spirit album with Rick Rubin. So his lounge was right across the hallway from our lounge. And we weren't even called Brother Kane then. We didn't even have a name. We had the deal, we were making the record. But then also my great friend Chuck Leavell has been in the Stones as a keyboard player for he's in his third decade, I think. And Chuck is an old friend of ours. He played on the first Brother Kane album. He's from Alabama. A lot of connections with Chuck.
I got to see Bobby Keys play.
Yeah, man.
And Dan Baird was on drums, or Dan Baird was singing, and Steve from the Black Crowes.
Steve Gorman
was playing.
Great.
And it was like storytellers. And every song ends like this. Bobby Keys, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's him. That's Bobby Keys, the legend.
Jimmy Page with your etched guitar.
Yeah, man.
You still have that?
I still have that guitar. I'll never get rid of that guitar, even though it's a fucking Kramer with a Floyd Rose on it. Yeah, man, that was really cool. It was really brief getting to meet Jimmy, and we've had so many other brushes with each other. As a matter of fact, Jimmy came to see Robert Plant here in Philadelphia when we opened for Robert, Brother Kane, and Jimmy was there.
It was like 3 nights at the Tower thing.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but he was there, and Scott Gorham and Jimmy are friends. They've talked several times, and Jimmy was at the Classic Rock Awards in London just last spring, last winter, and I just didn't get an opportunity to talk to him. He was so busy. Jimmy's,
how about
he's
playing?
I'm so in awe of Robert's career. To me, Robert is sort of like the English Neil Young, in that he does whatever the fuck he wants to, and everything he does is great. I hail him. Love Robert Plant.
Alice.
Alice. Man, I don't even have enough adjectives to it.
They'll be watching us on the tour bus probably.
Good.
In between guitar pick poker.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's a lot of things I have said and can say about Alice. I love him. He's my family, and I would never have been ready for an opportunity like this if it was not for Alice. And Alice took a chance on me, man. You know, I was like nobody. I came in for that audition, and they had all these LA guys there that they could have picked from, and Alice saw something in me. He was like, yeah, he famously said, "This guy looks like he's done this before. Let's get him." And it was a life change.
I remember you emailed me that you're in the band, and I emailed you right back, and I go, "Are you replacing my friend or playing with my friend Ryan?"
Yeah.
And you don't email me for like 3 days. I'm waiting around to find out the answer.
Yeah, well, back then, yeah, everything was crazy because Linda and I were just, our son Gabriel had just been born, literally the week before.
I think I met Gabe.
So it was pretty chaotic.
Yeah, I met Gabe at Whiskey Falls. He was running amok.
Yeah.
Lancaster or someplace.
Yeah.
The Low Places Club. Yeah. He was like
I
5, I
remember
think.
that. Well, he would have been, he would probably been 4.
Right. Oh, he was having a blast running around.
Yeah.
Everybody was chasing him.
He's a good boy. Can't wait to see him in 2 days.
Okay, let's go down some of the Cooper guitar players. Ryan.
Ryan, you know, man, Ryan was so great to me that first audition. I'll never forget it. I'm always, remember that. Because his body language really made me comfortable. Like, I could tell that I was playing the right parts and singing the right stuff. And he's like, yeah, that's really good. And I didn't realize that they'd been through, lots of players up there. But, yeah, man, Ryan's really has carved out a place in Alice's history. There's not a lot of guitar players. Not a lot of guitar players that have played with Alice for as many years.
Do you know how Ryan got the gig in Alice Cooper?
I don't think I do.
He went to the interview and he saw like Warren DeMartini and all these like shredding guitar players, and he said to himself, "I got to change tactics." He goes, "No one wants to play rhythm guitar. I'm going to go in and play all the rhythms." Hired him as Scott.
Ryan's a smart guy. He's very talented and very smart. And, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. I sent him an email.
How about Oriante?
Ori's my girl. Ori is my girl.
Now you taught her parts, right?
Well, we worked on them together. She had done a fair amount of work getting it all worked up, but it's a lot, man. A full Alice Cooper show, a full 90-minute show, man, that's a lot of material. It was a little overwhelming for her, as it would be for anybody. So, with the help of the band, I came out and she and I sat together for several hours, just like literally going down the list, here's the part that I played, and kind of working it out. But she's a real thing, man. She plays great.
Actually, after she put the blood on finally, they started calling her Goriante.
Goriante. Yeah, dude, I love this. Alice did an interview with somebody right after I left, and she was in. I said, "So, you've replaced Damon Johnson with Oriante?" He goes, "Yeah, I replaced one hot chick with another one." I had a goatee and everything there, man. So, that's my favorite
Johnny
story.
Waite.
Man, John Waite, hands down, top 3 great rock singers all the time. All the time. John and I are such fans of Paul Rogers, and John would always get real kind of all shucks when I would say, "Bro, you're every bit the singer that Paul is." And I believe that. I have every John Waite album still on my iPod, and I listen to those songs just for sheer enjoyment, just to hear that guy sing.
And when he plays live, you have to do backing vocals.
Oh yeah, it's fun to sing with John. Fun to sing with
Can
John.
you get up there for this every time I think of you and stuff
I
like that?
can't. No, I
that's
can't hit that stuff. I can't hit the highest parts, but we would always work out something, that would work.
The kid from Matchbox 20, I was shocked. He hit all those notes.
Very talented. I'm totally spacing out.
Carlos?
No. What's the guy from Matchbox 20 that produced John's album?
Oh, did he? I don't know.
I'll think of it in a second. But yeah, John is incredible, and like Alice and Scott Gorham, John always wanted me out front, man, when it was time to play guitar solos. We were a good foil for each other, and I love John. I miss him. I would love to get to see him again soon.
Another guy you played with, Van Halen.
Yeah, man, that's still, that's almost like a dream come true on the same level as like the whole Thin Lizzy thing. Because seriously, man, the big three bands for me were Lynyrd Skynyrd, Van Halen, and Thin Lizzy. Like I would learn those songs and those riffs. I couldn't really play like Eddie. I could learn the riffs and the song and a little bit of it.
You were on road with them after Sammy had just joined?
No, I was on the road with him right before Sammy left. We did the Balance Tour in 1995, part of 96. And that was the last album we did with Sammy.
I remember you guys doing an online chat. Remember those?
Yeah, man. But I love all those guys. You know, they were so cool to us. And, you know, Sammy and I wound up writing a couple songs together. I went up to Eddie's house with him and hung out there and heard some of the new stuff when Gary Sharon was coming in and singing.
And didn't fare too well.
Had great lunch with Michael Anthony. Just saw Michael this past year, man. Come on, man. Those albums were the soundtrack of my
Do you think the Gary Sharon album was poor, or do you think it was because people had enough of the third singer and they just kind of wrote him off?
I don't know that Gary was the right choice. And Gary is one of the most talented guys in the
And he'll
business.
be the first to say that.
Yeah, I just don't think he was the right guy for Van Halen. There's so many things that guy can do. But, you know, they had to make a decision and they had to make it, you know, and I understand why they did it. And they made the best of it, you know, as they could.
Okay, how about John Shanks?
John. You know, John and I wrote we wrote so many good songs together. And, you know, the whole Stevie Nicks thing went down.
Damon.
You know, John's involved.
We gotta go.
That was great. Okay.
Just give me 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Have you guys started working on the second disc yet?
Yep.
Are you amazed that people still want to hear Thin Lizzy all these years later?
No, I'm not amazed. It doesn't surprise me at all. I think people are going to want to hear Thin Lizzy in 100 years from now because that music is so special and so unique and so great.
Do you have any solo material you haven't released yet?
Yes, got a lot of stuff cooking, man. You know, Black Star Riders, I hope it's going to be around for a long time. I don't think it's going to be the kind of band that we are on the road 6 months out of the year doing. I think it'll be the kind of thing we do 2 or 3 months out of the year. So it leaves a lot of time to work on some other stuff. So.
Right. So now, can people get that at your website? Or?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You've got quite an array of stuff there.
Yeah, there's everything, pretty much everything from my career is available.
And a couple really kick-ass shirts.
A couple of really kick-ass shirts.
Kick-ass shirts.
I gotta send you one of those, brother.
Dude, I'm like a 4X. I need a big shirt.
Well, I'll get him to make one just for you, bro.
I've actually had someone do that for me.
No, bro. I'm happy to do it.
In closing, any words for our Hard and Fast followers
Hard and
and your
Fast.
fans?
Hard and Fast was the first interview I ever did in my career. I mean, that I have any recollection of, man. That was way before Brother Kane, you know, way before, certainly before Alice Cooper. So, you know, man.
Here we walk into a new era on video and not in print.
That's right, man. We're doing
And
it.
you are the first.
Still doing
You're
it.
the first interview or live interview that I have done, not just written, in like 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm honored,
Decided
buddy.
to pull that rock off.
I'm honored, buddy. It's good to see you.
Thanks. Great to see you.
Yeah, man. Great questions. Good talking to you.
Thank you very much.
See you.